There's 100 of you people listening to my face. What's happening, YouTube? My name is Immortal Coil, and today we are doing the 100 sub celebration / Avengers Endgame pre-funk. With me, as always, is my friends Beer and Whiskey. How you doing, Whiskey? You don't say. How you doing, Beer? All right. So it's been a pretty trippy road down the milestone of 100 subs. Back when only like 10 of my friends and my mom cared about what I was doing. I'm kidding, my mom doesn't watch me. I wouldn't want her to see any of this anyway. I never dreamed that I would have 100 subs. There are a couple of key figures integral to the obtaining of 100 sub status. And so I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some of these figures. First up, I want to thank MURDERY Mofo. He was a friend of mine from Instagram, and once upon a time, before I ever thought about doing YouTube, I used to run a 1911 channel on Instagram, and it did pretty well, but one faithful day, MURDERY Mofo calls me up, and he says, yeah, I went to see The Last Jedi. And I was like, yeah, because we had been talking in the DMs about how awesome it would be to see Luke actually like do Jedi shit. And he goes, that's not Luke Skywalker. And this is a Marine Corps vet, like, they don't lie. And if they do, that means your throat's about to get slit. But I was like, okay, I guess I'll talk to you after I see it on Thursday or whatever. Not a big deal. But then I saw it, and I saw what he was talking about, and I thought, that's not right. And suddenly I started watching YouTube about Last Jedi Dissatisfaction. First guy I found was MAULER in his epic rant. Shortly after I found MAULER, I found the High Council. And those four people were more inspiring to me and speaking my truth than all of the other channels that I had been watching up until that point. With the exception of one, and we'll get to that. And I was a fan, I was in the super chats. That'll come into play later too, it's kind of funny. But then like slowly I started expanding that sphere, that kernel of angst that became the Phantom Menace. So from the High Council we found DOOMCOCK, and from DOOMCOCK we found MECHARANDOM, and from MECHARANDOM we found Midnight's Edge and NERDROTIC. And from this base I found the Fandom Collective, which is a group of channels who have humbly taken me in. And I'm actually gonna, here's to the Fandom Collective. You know you have 100 subs when you chase a whiskey with a beer. Now, just as the Fandom Collective was gaining traction, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers started shouting out my good friend, Black Angus Reviews. And when I say good friend, I'm not speaking of simply a YouTube alliance. I actually talk to this guy like 2-3 times a week sometimes. You know? And it's not just about YouTube stuff. It's like, hey, how you doing? Life treating you okay? All right, keep your chin up. And the thrust of Geeks and Gamers was, hey, if you're a small channel and you're trying to grow, check out Black Angus Reviews. And that's just another sort of serendipity that's not serendipity, right? Now, the most important thing with the Fandom Collective is that you actually have quality content, which I have strived to prove, and at least 100 of you are listening, so salud. But more importantly, you have to have the passion to strive forth and the courage to ignore the naysayers and just do what your heart tells you to do. So I want to say thank you to all those fuckers, and I want to let you guys know about a couple things that's coming forward out of Savage Spirituality. Now, as I said, this is a dual celebration video. This is also serving as a pre-funk to Avengers Endgame. I'm finally going to get to go and see it. I'm seeing it in 3D in one of those big recliner chair fucking theaters. Yeah, I splurged. I save my pennies though. I don't go and see every fucking movie. I'll go and see this fucking movie. So stay tuned for the Avengers Endgame video. We also have more Star Wars content coming out. I got and not the bitchy kind of Star Wars stuff, although I can do that too. But I have a video planned about the most savage and the most spiritual moments in Star Wars. I think you guys will like that. But the thing that I'm most excited about are also my very good friends, FANSTRIKE. Now, FANSTRIKE dates back to Instagram for me. We were friends before I was a YouTuber, and when I was saying, hey, I'm going to do YouTube, they were like, fuck yeah, do your thing. And they were super encouraging and super supportive from every aspect, just like as a bro, ideas for content, how to edit, how to do sound, all that kind of stuff, because they had been doing it. They're very good at doing it. They're one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's telling that, you know, they only have a handful of videos, but they have hundreds of subscribers. Impressive. Most impressive. But what I'm really excited about, and this is another kind of like hand of fate dealing you an ace of spades, Josiah from FANSTRIKE is competing in American Ninja. You've seen that show, right? I know you have. We all eat Cheetos in our underwear. Well, guess what? American Ninja is being filmed in my home state. So you're going to get live action Savage Strike. We've already done a collaboration stream. You're going to get to see the shit for real. Josiah has been practicing his ass off. This Thor-looking motherfucker. Oh yeah, it's way out there. We're Boundary Dam, almost to the Canadian border. It's right in the corner. It's about 10 miles. The future is bright, YouTube. I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing and believing in me and continuing to support the message of this channel. Stay tuned for more content coming up really soon. And remember, 2 X's make 20, but 2 cc's make 100. But it's also a little bitty tiny bit of liquid, so no 2 cc's.